board. And
neighborhood, you're in my neighborhood.
well, we live like a block away. That is true. So I intended to speak about something else, but today, right before I came here, I went to the city clerk's office. Thank you, Mr. Randolph. You run a tight ship. It's awesome. And and while I was filing the letters that were from immigration attorneys, an undocumented student,
illegal aliens,
pediatricians, a researcher on sanctuary cities at the U of A, I happened to be able to see the letters that were filed by some of you members. And so I just want to point out to the people here that there are people on the city council, so Mr. Durham, Mr. Fimbres, and Mr. Kozacic filed letters lying to Tucsonans. So they said in their letter that they're against the proposition because it will prohibit our ability to collaborate, the police ability to collaborate with federal agencies on things such as rape analysis, fingerprint analysis, and drug interdiction. And what they failed to mention is that that is not true, that there is a memorandum of understanding that is included in our bill. So it's just that we would have to sign an agreement, okay? So they also said that an officer cannot determine detainees' immigration status in cases of child molestation, domestic violence, sexual misconduct. That is also not true, because the police are first responders. Those types of things, a person's immigration status is done at the county jail. Okay, so they are lying to voters, and I don't appreciate it. I want to thank you, Mrs. Scott and Paul Cunningham and Regina, for not signing on to that letter and spending your own money to lie to voters. And it's time that you stop doing that. Thank you very much.
Vamos, Aira.
Hi, Mayor and Council. My name is Saida Olivier. I do live in the city, and I am here with People's Defense Initiative. For months now, our campaign has been asked, why sanctuary and why now? The answer has always been the same. We are living in turbulent times. The national rhetoric is increasingly violent, racist, xenophobic, and anti-immigrant. Being an immigrant-friendly city is no longer good enough, not by a long shot. In times such as these, we must do more. And here we are, the tragedy that we knew was waiting to happen. On Saturday morning, 4 hours from Tucson, in El Paso City, much like ours, a white supremacist opened fire in a Walmart, killing 22 people, 8 of them Mexican migrants like myself and like my family. Most of those shot and injured were Latinx people of color. ABC News reported earlier today that the shooter cased the store looking for Mexicans, and then went back out, armed himself, and came back in when he found enough of us. Authorities are still unsure as to the total number of injured victims because some undocumented people are still not seeking treatment for their injuries or reunifying with family members because they fear being turned over to ICE and Border Patrol by police. ICE has even agreed to suspend immigration enforcement, and yet the fear persists. People will still not come forward. You know what our Sanctuary City Initiative does? It'll add hard law that makes hospitals, clinics, safe spaces for migrants to seek treatment. Hard laws that disavow collaboration between our police department and ICE and Border Patrol. And for victims of crime, an expedited certification for U visas, all of which are hard policies not included in your immigrant-friendly general orders. And while Mexicans like myself and my family are being haunted with assault rifles by white supremacists, Mayor Jonathan Rothschild, Steve Kozacic, Fimbres, and Paul Durham wrote and at $240 a piece, arguments against sanctuary city policy. To be clear, you're pushing against real policy, which would foster trust, safety, and justice for our undocumented community. As a migrant and a longtime resident, I am appalled by you. What a shame. Sanctuary policies matter. Rhetoric, as we see, matters. Taking bold moral positions matters. Defending migrants and people of color against violence of white supremacy and hate must be at the forefront of your policy and your debate. Any elected leadership that fails to do so during this time in history is wholly inadequate, and you should resign. We do not have the luxury to sit by as Black Americans, Latinos, and migrants are gunned down by emboldened white supremacists. Business as usual is null and void, and I am here to teach you that lesson one way or another. Stand down.
No sanctuary cities. Follow our law or go home. Follow our laws or go home. Follow our laws or go home. Follow our laws or go home.
Bets, Putnam, Hidalgo.
We'd like to use both of these microphones if we can.
Okay.
This one is perfectly set up for little short people. Tonight is a great night for you all. You have a chance to vote in favor of something that will produce peace in our world and something that will produce peace in our city. And I urgently hope that you support both of those things. If I had the power,
We already had a banjo player.
we completely safe city, forever it's true. There be no weeping, there be no weeping. With all hearts and straight no tears on us to
It's not a vote.
Please no more deportation. Based on broken daylights, it means safety for all. It needs due process. It's a part of our charter. Protected from partisan and
Where the hell am I?
We do have the power. The people have the power.
Congress has the power, actually. The city has no jurisdiction to change federal immigration law.
Tucson protects immigrants.
Illegal aliens.
From horrible violence. We'll legalize love that goes to our immigrant neighbors all over this town.
Okay, thank you for that. We will move on now to 221, the tobacco 21. We'll take 3 speakers and then we'll move on to the consent items and get them approved. Ginny Chad.
What an act to follow. I have to say this has been one of the most thoughtful, engaged, diverse conversations and travel around the country. I'm the Western Regional Director for the Prevention overall state of Western Mississippi. I was here in front of you a year ago with a group of high school students to ask you to raise the age of tobacco products to 21. You've gone through a year-long process that's included 12 stakeholder meetings with the county and a very thoughtful city stakeholder meeting. Maybe all of that outcome and all of that process wasn't communicated to you, and that's what I heard earlier in the county meeting. Because I heard the supervisors ask questions about what was happening that were addressed in the memo. A memo that clearly, Kozacek, you read because you knew that the retail license fee was in that memo. The idea that the health department would do enforcement was also in that memo. the way they would do enforcement. But there was questions about how it would be enforced, if it would be police enforced.
soy.
We want to be clear that any penalty is going up on the retailer making a profit of selling a deadly addictive substance to our kids, not to punish the kids, and that was brought up. The retail industry brought up the idea of putting a penalty on the clerk. They see them as a low-wage, disposable worker, and they fire them when they're caught selling to minors. And then they just turn over, and the state only penalizes the clerk. And so it is up to the local communities to hold the retailers making a profit accountable for selling the product. And so the retailers, they've asked for amendments that will weaken the public health goal of this policy.
We're gonna wait till they give the final vote, and then I plan on standing up and shouting out what they would not let me speak in my public comment card, because the city has, the mayor only pulled 3 cards of the public comment cards to allow to speak. Or she just took a picture of me.
You could at least let me smile.
Right?
And that means that by the second or the third violation, there would be a suspension or revocation of license.
She just took a
As
picture.
mentioned earlier, the kids are going back to school. We know
That's why
that
we're here.
youth use rates have just skyrocketed on e-cigarette and vape products. We're asking you to take leadership on this. And I know that you want to go in tandem with the county. There's no research to show that kids drive down the street. In fact, Tobacco 21 research is showing that the kids don't drive down the street. By adopting a policy in your local community, you will help impact the kids here. There's also conversations to punt this to the state. We saw what happened in the state last legislative session. I was down there many times talking to legislators. The public health bill didn't move. The tobacco industry bill stripped your local rights to do anything else in the future for tobacco. When we first came here a year ago, we had 25% of the nation's population covered. We now have 50% covered by
the mayor of Tucson.
We have 330 local policies. We now have 488. We want to add Tucson.
Mayor Lawra Sharpe.
And thank you, ma'am. Thank you for coming.
Sorry, it's shaky when I'm saying.
Brian Howell.
Of course he's a devil.
Mayor and Council, my name is Brian Hummel.
That's why the shit is this. That's why the...
Government Relations Director for the American Cancer Society, Kansas member, based in Phoenix. But very much appreciate you giving me the time to come and speak today. The main thrust of what we would like to bring to you is we're urging you to adopt, as Jenny mentioned, the strongest tobacco control measure in the state of Arizona. And I think it's important to go beyond the tobacco 21 element of it, because there are other elements that are so critical. And you've heard the folks from Big Tobacco talk about things.
My sign is bigger too.
So when you look at this, it is a...
My sign is bigger too.
It's been talked about by national health figures in the United States. And we want to make sure that when you have a public health epidemic, a public health crisis, that you use a public health solution.
Public health crisis is the illegal aliens.
That's offered by Big Tobacco. With that, we thank you for
Blah, blah, blah.
considering the policy, the road that you are on, and offer our support to make this happen in September, as you mentioned in your work study session earlier today. So again, thank you very much, and we urge you in the strongest terms to make a strong public policy, public health policy effort on tobacco control, all of the elements of tobacco control. Thank you very much.
Thanks. We'll close with Mike Humphrey.
There's only like 3 or 4 of them up there that actually are for the bill. The rest of them are not.
Good evening. It's good to see all of you again. Thanks for the opportunity to address you on this most important public health issue.
Which one?
My name is Mike Humphrey. I've been a resident of this community for 40 years, and I currently serve on the Pima County Board of Health.
Steve.
Over the last 20 years, the Tucson City Council has been a leader in protecting the health and safety of our residents and visitors. The community and the council work together to pass smoke-free ordinances in the early 2000s that directly led to the adoption of smoke-free air.
Standing in solidarity
We courageously acted to protect families from the dangers posed by secondhand smoke. Opened as streamers of
They're worried about secondhand smoke, but not illegal aliens pouring in.
Circumstances if you adopted such ordinances. The economic in fact, those organizations flourished. There's more bars and restaurants here than ever before. The proposed changes being presented today
Tucson is a liberal shithole.
concerns of the affected businesses. I have no doubt
Highest poverty.
that, like the restaurants and bars, tobacco product retailers will continue to survive and flourish.
One of the most impoverished cities in the country is
They
Tucson.
nevertheless pose a significant health risk to our youth.
Homelessness,
our community,
businesses
and as
are
such must be
boarded up.
monitored. Those health dangers are well
Neighborhoods are
documented in the memorandum
trashed.
we received from the county staff that was sent to the board of supervisors this morning. There are three issues.
Yes,
before
this
you-
is definitely
before
the
you
armpit of Arizona.
be considering as you move forward. First, we ask you to recognize
The vote's coming up. They're only calling three people from each category from each agenda item to talk.
are such a significant health risk to our community.
No, they would not let me
They should be
speak.
available only to persons 21 years of age. Besides protecting the health of
So apparently, what is the
raising the age
How
would
many?
significantly limit
How many is
distribution of tobacco products to underage persons. Secondly, we ask you to enhance your current existing licensing system for tobacco product retailers to ensure that they are operating in a safe and lawful manner by the addition of additional enforcement measures which are
Collected signatures to get this on a ballot.
Third, we ask you to recognize that vaping must be legally treated the same way as tobacco. Vaping poses a growing threat to the health and safety of our community and has basically wiped out the gains made over the last 2 decades in getting youth to refrain from tobacco
Change
products.
immigration laws
Historically,
by
the Tucson
collecting
City Council
signatures from
has been a leader in
aliens
protecting the health and
and
safety of our
left-wing
community.
nuts.
I strongly encourage you to continue that leadership by adopting changes to Tucson City Code Chapters 7 and 11. Your adoption of this ordinance is a direct reflection of your concern for the safety and well-being of our children and our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. All right, we're going to move on to item 7. A through U. Reports from the city manager on the consent agenda received and made part of the record. Mr. Clerk, you're requested to read the consent agenda.
Your Honor, this evening's consent agenda, item A is approval of minutes. Item B is a resolution declaring support for the treaty on the prohibition of nuclear weapons. Item C is a grant agreement with the Arizona Criminal Justice Commission for drug control and system improvement for fiscal year 2020. Item D is a labor agreement with the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees. Item E is a memorandum of agreement with Northwest Fire District and regional jurisdictions for funding of radio communications equipment through the Assistance of Firefighters Grant Program. Item F is an intergovernmental agreement with Pima County for the incarceration of city prisoners. Item G is an intergovernmental agreement with Arizona Department of Transportation to designate segments of old U.S. Route 80 as a historic roadway. Item H is real property conveyance of right-of-way via the paper plat policy for property located within the
Stop coughing on my stuff, sir. Seriously.
I is real property
Cover your
conveyance of
mouth.
right-of-way via the paper plat policy for property located within the Riverfront Estate subdivision. Item J, intergovernmental agreement with Pima County for the Silver Bell Road, Iron Road to Grant Road.
Yes, they are traitors. They violated their oath to the Constitution of the United States. Local cities do not change or defy immigration laws. They are in direct violation of their oath. Direct violation of the Constitution.
Item M is the final plat S19023 Arroyo Reserve lots 1 through 49 common areas A and B.
They're voting whether they're going to put sanctuary city. Sir, please stop coughing on my stuff. Seriously, cover your mouth. It's rude.
S19012 La Estancia de Tucson.
I'm not going to ask you again. It's rude.
1 through 47 in common areas A through D. Item B is the final plat Las Cabañas lots 1 through 15 in common areas A1 through A4, B1 through B2.
They're voting to put
Item Q is the final plat S180
on whether they're going to put sanctuary
lots 1 through 8 in common areas A, B,
city
C, and D.
on the ballot for the illegal aliens and the left-wing nuts of Tucson to vote on whether Tucson becomes a sanctuary city, because, you know, that's how we change immigration law, right? Put it up for a ballot vote on a proposition. No, Congress's job is to change immigration law.
Item U is Chief of Police Amendment to the Employment Agreement. Before vote on this motion, on this item, the city attorney has a statement.
Mr. Mayor, members of council, I don't believe a statement's needed, so we'll wait and see if there's any questions about the consent agenda.
Okay. Let me have a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Got a motion second to approve the consent agenda. Anything? No? All right. All in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? All right. That's done.
Ordinance adoption, report from city manager.
You're in direct violation of your oath to the United States Constitution, Mayor. Local city does not change or defy immigration laws. That is Congress's job to change immigration laws. You were put into office to protect American citizens. American citizens. Respect our laws. Respect our laws. You're in direct violation of the oath you took to the United States Constitution, Mayor Rothschild.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You're in direct violation of being a jackass.
Okay, now everybody.
Recall Mayor Rothschild. Steve Ronnebeck for Congress.
Quiet.
Tucson is a shithole. Maybe you guys should worry about your homelessness.
Go away.
Maybe you should worry about your own citizens before you worry about taking care of another country's population.
Thank you, sir.
Why do you guys want to protect criminals? Criminals. They're criminals.
They won't answer because they have no answer.
Right. Why would you want to release criminals into your neighborhood? Criminal.
Maybe since he's got some
Yes.
about, maybe he'll answer questions for you.
So you want to release criminals into your
It's so hard to
neighborhood?
talk to you. You don't understand shit.
I absolutely
You don't know anything. Why don't you go back to wherever you came from? You're some kind of ingrate. What are you doing down here talking to us about how we should live?
Well, because it's
Shit
in
on
direct
my face.
violation
He has a right to talk to you
direct
about it, that's
violation
why.
of the Constitution.
What
A
you
city
need to do?
doesn't make
you
or
need to do?
defy or ignore immigration law.
Blah, 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 blah. Words so your stupid Twitter followers are satisfied. How many you got there? Only 700? That's
There'll
pathetic.
be a million views on that video.
You guys are so lame. Do you guys ever think about how
Okay, so
lame
he
you are?
has nothing of merit to contribute.
Whatever, man. We're Americans. We can talk.
Right, well then, do you have any substance or you just want to insult me?
What do you want to know?
Why do you want to release criminal illegal aliens back
Nobody's
into the
talking
city?
about doing that. Do you
That's
actually
what
want to talk
sanctuary
about this
city is.
debate?
Yes.
Have you read the sanctuary agreement at all? Or
Yes.
The sanctuary city initiative that's
Yes.
being done here? Don't engage.
Yes.
Yeah, see, it's like,
Yes, I have.
you don't, have you?
Yes.
Really? What's
Yes.
it called?
It's to put sanctuary on the ballot.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
To put sanctuary on the ballot?
I read it.
Okay. No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't. Just so your dumbass followers know, she didn't read what she's talking about. You guys don't
So why
know
do you want to
anything.
release criminals? And so tell me about it.
You didn't read
Tell me
it.
about it. Tell me
You don't
tell me
know
your take on it.
anything about it.
Tell me your take on it, sir.
You're a Trump-supporting jackass
Tell me
who
your
has
take
no
on it.
idea what's going on.
So what does it mean? What does it
And
mean
your
to you?
ingrate
What
followers
does it mean
like
to you?
that.
What does it mean to you?
What does it mean
Yes.
to me? It's not a pertinent question.
What is the
It means you're
proposition?
racist as
How do you
president.
control?
Hold on, let me
It's not
finish
about my
my
president.
sentence.
Don't bring my
It means
president
your
into it.
racist ass president can't send his jack-booted brown shirts in here to do whatever they please.
To
See, we're gonna
deport
go and take
illegal
that away.
alien criminals?
Yeah. See, we're gonna.
So you want to keep the criminals here?
No, nobody's
Just so
talking
we're
about
clear.
criminals.
Well, that's who they're
You're an
deporting.
idiot.
That's who
You're
they're
an idiot.
deporting.
Not true.
Criminal illegal aliens are the only ones being deported.
About what you're talking
Criminal illegal aliens are the only ones being deported.
A million views. One thing your dumbass supporters hold on a second. One thing your dumbass supporters should know is you don't know anything.
Criminal illegal aliens. That's who's being deported.
Hey, your thing from here.
Oh, yeah. Let me go to criminal illegal aliens.
You can say, hi, I want to speak up the audience for this time.
Give me my sign.
Ask the other one. Maybe she'll talk to you. They all seem to know so much about this.
You guys are such fucking losers. Don't you have anything better? We don't even live in Tucson.
Actually, no. Go ahead. They want you in. Get in. For Facebook purposes.
Yeah, it'll save us the budget.
I'm going to change the message on it.
I took a couple.
All right, now one without her.
All right, Lena, are you getting in or not? All right, okay. Come on. Very good.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Does anybody want to tell me why they want criminal illegal aliens released into their community?
Why do you wear guns all the time?
I'm not about my gun. Just because my Second Amendment right offends you. Why? You realize I have friends whose children have been killed by illegal aliens who should have been deported.
Let me show you something. You see this right here? You know why that's there? She has a fucking steel plate in her throat because of an illegal alien who wrecked into her, had no license, no insurance, no way to pay her medical bills. Why does she have to suffer that burden because of some asshole who shouldn't have been here in the fucking first place? Tell me that. Exactly.
No, I'm just
Tell me
stunned.
that.
I'm just
I'll just
stunned.
give you the peace sign, dude.
So why do you want illegal criminals released into your community?
I want sanctuary city for Tucson.
What? You realize what that means, right? That means that ICE can't come in and deport criminals. So you want to keep the rapists and the murderers and the child molesters?
Rapists and murderers.
ICE is only deporting illegal criminals.
ICE is in the hospitals. ICE is in the
Yes,
library.
deporting criminals with forcible detainers. Sir, do you have children? Grandchildren?
I'm married, but I'm a Veterans of Peace member, and I oppose everything Trump's doing. Everything Trump
Okay,
does.
it's not about Trump, sir. It's about the rule of law.
The rule of law says that
If you're in this country illegally and you commit crimes, you will be deported.
we need to
Sir, stay on one thing. No, but they're not about immigrant communities. We accept 1 million immigrants a year. This is about people who broke in this country and then committed additional crimes, such as rape, murder, child molestation, sir.
What you need to do is impeach.
And you don't want them deported? He'd rather, so sad. He'd rather impeach Trump than deport a child molester.
Impeach Trump and make America great again.
No words. Can anybody tell me why they want criminal illegal aliens released in their community? Anybody? I'm just looking for one legitimate answer. Nothing? Nothing.
Say what I'm gonna do. Say what I'm gonna do right now.
I just would like to know why you guys want criminals released in your neighborhood. No, I'm not. I come in peace.
No, that's fine.
Is it instigating to ask an opposing question?
You guys organize your own group and defeat us. That's what you gotta do.
Why are you protecting criminals?
Defeat us electorally.
Why do you want to protect criminals?
Defeat us electorally.
I don't understand. If somebody raped your child,
You're not understanding the law and what we're doing.
the law says if you enter this country illegally, you're an illegal alien.
The law says
right?
that people can change the law. So that's what we're
And if you commit additional crimes while you're here, we have the right to deport you.
Crime your fucking shorts and your stupid ass.
Aw, all they have is insults. That's all they have is insults.
You know why people
That's all. Nothing intelligent to say, so they insult you.
You know why
Nothing. Nothing. Thank you, Laura. Her grandson was killed by an illegal alien.
You know what? There was a bunch of people killed by white supremacists.
Yeah.
So we ban white supremacy?
You guys are white supremacists.
Exactly.
You're wrong. I'm Hispanic.
She's Hispanic. Are you racially profiling? Are you profiling.
ask you guys to back off.
Racial profiling.
I'm gonna ask you guys to back off.
I'm good.
Racial profiling that got busted.
You guys
Right.
back off
Racist.
right now.
Racist.
You guys need to leave.
You don't have any authority to make me leave, sir. Beat it.
I'm a peacekeeper.
Beat it.
For the police, so.
Okay, well, I'm on public land right here.
I understand, but you guys need to leave.
Yep.
Back
Yeah,
off.
you don't have the authority to tell me to leave. Go away.
Back off.
Go away. The police are watching.
So you know she's got to back off and go away when she just got busted racially profiling a person.
Come in the right way.
Come in the right way. I'm behind you, Laura. We have an angel grandma here, Laura Prosciutto. Grandson was murdered by an illegal alien.
You know what?
Her grandson was murdered by an illegal
You know
alien.
why? We have so many immigrants coming across.
They're illegal aliens, sir. They're not immigrants.
Because they're being incentivized by cities like Tucson.
Yep.
That is 100% why.
It's fucked up Central America so bad.
Who did? Oh, blame us. Blame
You know
us.
what? Detroit's fucked up too.
Right.
And
Yes.
so is Chicago.
And
so are a
LA.
million other cities.
Every Democrat-run city, in fact, sir,
We got
is a
enough
mess.
problems without taking care of the rest of the world.
Because, you know,
We're done.
immigrants
We're
come to
tired.
Tucson should be protected, should be respected.
I don't know what
Tucson is innocent.
But it's not.
I'm not blaming all of them. Okay?
By supporting this movement, you are.
¿Usted cree que ellos lo van a defender a su familia? ¿Usted cree que a ellos les importa sus intereses?
They did 20
y
years
su
in the Air
familia?
Force.
Esos son los primeros que la van a vender a usted.
Okay? He had enlisted in the United States. He never had a chance. His dream was taken from him. He didn't even finish high school. 1 week from graduating from high school. 1 week.
Well, ask that white nationalist
Not about that, dumbass.
Not about that.
who
Okay?
shot 22 people to death in El Paso,
That
Texas.
was evil. That's what happens when you
And
take
ask
God
that
out.
white nationalist
It's
who
nothing.
shot 9 people in Dayton, Ohio.
You know
Wasn't that one the Warren supporter?
Wait. I'm going to stop you right there because the Dayton, Ohio shooter was a registered Democrat who publicly supported Elizabeth Warren. So tie it in with your white supremacist bullshit.
You're racist. You're a commie. You're racist. You're racist. You're racist. You're
Tell me again about the Dayton shooter. What do you know about him?
Stop blaming Trump.
You're a racist. 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 Racist.
Because we like to talk. We have a right.
Well, he's giving false facts, so
Alright.
answer the questions or don't talk.
Yep.
Shit.
Yep. I love you, Laura. Thanks for coming. Yep.
Isn't your phone out of battery yet?
Nope.
Your supporters are so much dangerous than the Mexicans that Trump is demonizing.
Nobody's demonizing anybody. Come in legally.
Which one of your crazy ass
Come in
supporters?
legally.
Which one of your crazy ass supporters is going to shoot up a Walmart tonight?
Which one of your crazy ass illegals is going to rape an American?
Doesn't
Or
happen.
murder an
Which
American?
one of your crazy
63,000 Americans
bullshit.
killed by illegal aliens.
Since when?
Yes.
Please.
Since 2001.
Honey, math is math, okay? Trump didn't change math.
And laws are laws.
Okay, go on.
Okay, so you don't have the right to enter the country illegally, first and foremost. And then when you get here, after you've broken into our country, don't worry about my last name. After you've broken into our
What's your last name?
That's not a problem.
I'm not telling you why.
Why not? All right, good. I mean, how did your people get here?
They came legally.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You're aware of that? How did they get here?
Yes, through Ellis Island.
Go on. When?
And my grandmother had to leave her children in Italy until their paperwork was complete to bring them over for 2 years to follow the law. She didn't sneak them in her suitcase and smuggle them in the boat.
So you're Italian?
She waited, yes, Italian. She waited to come in legally.
Well, first of all, welcome to our country.
No, I was born here.
Really glad you're here.
I was born here.
And you should stay. I like you. You're wild. You're crazy, aren't you? You're a little wacky.
I'm not wacky. I just stand firm in what I believe in.
What is that?
That we have a rule of law to protect here. We don't owe illegal aliens anything.
All right.
And when people, like my friend Laura here, her grandson was murdered by an illegal alien.
What does that mean?
That means you have to follow our laws. And if you want the laws changed, it's up to Congress to change the law. It's not up to a bunch of left-wing mobs in cities such as Tucson or Baltimore or LA to change immigration laws. That's a federal law. We're a constitutional republic.
Constitution, there you go.
Yes.
I was waiting for you to mention that.
We're a constitutional republic. We're not a democracy.
You like the Second Amendment. You're big on that one, right? Are you big on the Fourth Amendment? You know what that one's all about?
Search and seizure?
Yeah.
Yep.
Big on that one? What about due process?
Yeah.
Big on that one?
Yeah. But you understand, they already have probable cause
hold on a second.
through an ICE detainer.
I let you finish.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me say what I'm going to say.
You want to come closer so you're in my frame?
Yeah, sure, of course. Hey, y'all. Please.
I'm Jennifer, by the way.
Jennifer, I'm Brian. I'm Brian with a Y.
Right.
And y'all might know me because I got beat up by your dumbass president's supporter at the convention center. No, that's my opinion, right? Okay.
You smell like alcohol. But
at the convention center.
Have you been drinking, Brian?
You're hilarious.
You do.
Oh, that's clever.
A little bit.
That's really cute.
I'm not being rude.
Okay, so 2016, I get beat up by one of your president's supporters. Okay. That happened. We have a difference of opinion.
Okay.
What we can definitely agree about is, you're talking about the Constitution, immigrants, asylum seekers, etc., they all have this thing called due process of law. That's also applied to them. They have that constitutional protection.
Right.
So if you want to talk about standing in line and etc., sure, we can talk about that.
Right.
What Donald Trump is doing right now, though, is destroying the due process of law. He's actually destroying that part of the Constitution.
From how?
Well, first of all, he's making it impossible for these people to seek asylum.
Well, we realize most of them are frauds, right? Like, I spent 3 months on the Yuma border.
You really think that? Most?
I personally spent 3 months on the Yuma border.
What percentage would you say?
Everybody I spoke to was coming here for work.
Right. Well, one of the parts
single men dragging children by their arms across the border.
One of the parts of asylum law, though, is economic asylum.
We absolutely do not offer economic
We do.
asylum.
And here,
no,
let me just give you a rejoinder to that real quick, if I could. Donald Trump's grandfather. Let's talk about him. Really,
okay.
Really. Why did the Trump family come here? And I mean this, y'all. Look this up. This is not just some crazy liberal who's saying these things. Donald Trump's grandfather comes here because he couldn't find a job. He was trying to avoid conscription into the Prussian army. Those are facts, right? That's why Donald Trump's grandfather came here in the late 1800s. He goes back home to Germany.
You can't equate.
Why not?
The 1800s.
Why?
Because we didn't have those immigration laws. The immigration laws changed.
Oh, no, they haven't.
So you have to follow the law.
That's absolutely not true.
Yes.
No, it's not true at all what you're saying.
Yes. No, they were revised.
The fact is that
they were amended. There was an amendment to the Constitution.
He came through Ellis Island.
Since the 1800s.
What amendment through the Constitution? For
immigration law.
What? When? What?
Look it up.
What are you talking about?
Look it up.
What amendment
the immigration
to the Constitution
laws,
covers immigration?
I don't know the exact number. The immigration laws of today are not the same as they were in 1800.
I can't let you just say things that aren't
true.
But
they're not the same.
It's just not
it's
true.
Not the same, though.
Well, our immigration law right now, most of what it is, really, and this is true again, is mostly governed by something called the Flores Agreement. Have you ever heard of that?
Yes.
You know what that is?
We can't keep them for so long, and we can't.
It has a whole bunch of. You're absolutely right. It has a whole bunch of. I didn't mean to touch you right there.
But they've exploited that.
Well, let me finish my thought. Which is, you're right. The immigration law has definitely changed. My bigger point to you is that you're saying, well, we can't have, and I'm sure a lot of your supporters agree with you, right? And I understand your perspective. You're saying we can't have people that are just seeking work, seeking a better life, coming here for that. Totally understand that. I would just point to
90%
Hold
don't
on.
qualify.
Let me finish my sentence, right? We're doing this finish our sentence thing.
Go ahead.
My last point is, and we both have better stuff to do, I'm sure, but I've actually enjoyed this conversation. Okay?
Yeah.
My last point to you is that the real reality is that people like Donald Trump's grandfather came here seeking economic asylum. Well, no, we're just talking about this is how you kind of get at the reality of things.
Donald Trump's grandfather, you cannot equate to the million of people that ran across that border.
Is that because
with
they're white?
Asylum
Is that
claims.
because they're white?
No, it's because these people are frauds.
No, it's not true. Just to say they're frauds.
90% don't qualify for asylum.
Sure they do.
No,
and in fact,
that's a statistic.
Our asylum
that
law,
is a legitimate
our
statistic.
asylum law does encompass economic asylum as well.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
you cannot come here because you're poor.
Know your facts.
I do.
We're not talking about poverty necessarily. We're talking about seeking a better life. It's literally in the Declaration of Independence.
No. The asylum law protects you from persecution, religious. Yeah, you're going to be persecuted, killed in your home country for your religious beliefs, for your political affiliations, so on and so forth. It does not apply because you don't have any money.
Right. Well, I think you've narrowed it down a little bit to a point where I'm not comfortable. The fact is that a lot of people are fleeing from these countries we're talking about, right? El Salvador.
They're not fleeing anything.
Hold on a second.
No. I'm going to stop you right there because you know what? They're not fleeing anything. They are coming over, throwing on the ground in our country, littering our country with their designer jeans.
Who's littering? What?
Yeah, I spent 3 months on that border and witnessed hundreds of people a day coming across the border, paying criminal organizations to drop them off at the border. And once they cross, with the help of a smuggler, they drop their cell phones, their pesos, their birth certificates, their designer pants.
I feel like...
Go on my page, you can see all the footage.
No, I mean, I've been down there too. I do work on the border. I'm a journalist and activist on the border. All I want to say is I feel like we're at this divide where you don't want to acknowledge a bunch of facts and you want to
It's not about facts. No, I know my facts.
No, you don't. Really.
Yes, I do. Hey, if somebody has a legitimate case of asylum, by all means, we would welcome them.
But you don't even understand what that is.
I absolutely understand what that is.
It's not true.
Wanting a job in America is not give you the right to asylum.
You narrow that. That statement is so narrow, it doesn't even have any bearing.
Everybody I've talked to that's come across the border has said they're looking for work.
No. Again, you need
Again, everybody I've spoken to.
Right.
And again, 90% of these claims are denied.
Do you think
and of those 90%, only 2% leave.
It's
So we're stuck with that.
It's such a loaded question. Look, of course, people that come across the border, they're gonna look for work. Anybody goes anywhere,
That's
they're
why
gonna
they're
look
here.
for work.
That's why they came here.
Everybody everywhere is looking for work. That's not even a perspective.
That's why they came here. That's their case of asylum. That's why they came here.
No, it's not true.
Everybody that I've spoken to, yes, it is 100%.
No, you asked them, are you looking for work?
No,
they say
I
yes.
said, why are you
because they
here?
are actually looking. Everybody's looking for work.
What brings you
They
here?
just moved to another country. Of course they're looking for work.
No.
It's crazy.
No.
And the president has gone so far. The president has gone so far to demonize anybody who's brown skinned.
It's not about skin color.
Oh, it absolutely is. He's a
it's
racist.
About legality.
Hold on, he's a white supremacist, racist. Yeah, I know. Roll your eyes. These snowflakes can't stop talking about racism.
You got nothing. You got nothing.
You guys just don't
He's done
even
more
want to
for the black
acknowledge it.
community than any other president.
Stop. That's crazy.
Black and Hispanic unemployment is lowest, record low.
That's ridiculous.
Revitalizing urban neighborhoods. Hell, he freed ASAP Rocky.
Hey. As he's saying, Baltimore is a shithole.
Baltimore is a shithole.
No, it's not. You've been
Every Democrat-run city I've driven through.
Oh, you've driven through. Hey, she's driven through
Baltimore.
There's videos of rats
Hold on.
She's an expert. She's an expert on Baltimore. She's an expert on Baltimore because she's driven through. That's crazy.
Baltimore is a shithole.
This is your paragon of talent. This is your paragon of knowledge. She drove through Baltimore. Look, I have enjoyed this. You're awesome.
Take it easy.
Not awesome.
I've been to Baltimore.
Crazy, but
it is a shithole.
Let me see your picture of Fernando. This is Fernando Versuto. He was murdered by a illegal alien criminal gang member in West Covina, California. Roland Heights. He lived in West Covina, California, and his killers were protected by sanctuary city policies. And he died 1 week before his graduation or after? Yes. 1 week before his high school graduation. He was enlisted in the Air Force. And, you know, his life didn't matter to these idiots over here.
Everybody's worried about dreamers, and what about his dream?
Right, he was a dreamer too.
What about his dream?
American dream.
You're such a firecracker. You keep fighting.
We had learned it from you girls.
I love it.
Without you, I wouldn't have been anything. I was so lost.
This is what you need to do. You need to keep his memory alive by fighting for his name and fighting that everybody remembers what they're voting for. Proud of you. Proud of you. Absolutely. That's why we fight.
I was thinking, I said, this is a city council meeting, and I'm watching these two women sing this horrible.
Oh my God, I know.
You saw, right? Were you in there?
And they wouldn't let.
Quit your day job.
And they went. I didn't like how they didn't let everybody speak. They picked out the three that they wanted to speak, and that was it.
Yeah, all supporters of it.
All right, guys. We're out. Yeah. They voted to put it on the ballot so the voters get to vote for it. So the illegals, the left-wing mobs, they get to vote for it.
Time to get the word out.
Really push it,
Yeah.
Get like your family and minor all the politics you're from, because it makes them sound like the immigrants.
Right.
They're not saying illegal.
Criminals. And they're not saying criminals. The only one ICE is deporting is the criminals.
Right.
ICE isn't going door to door going, oh, are you here illegally? You got to come with us. If you've been arrested and you have a ICE detainer for removal because you've committed additional crimes, that's who they're getting deported. And they want to protect these people. It's absolutely mind-blowing. It's infuriating.
What's mind-blowing is they claim that that's not who they want to protect.
It's not going to last, though. As soon as they start losing money.
Well, I heard the GOP is already prepared to sue.
Yeah.
Yes, but the problem is, you see, they're going against state law.
Yeah.
So as soon as they vote it in, the state pulls back all this millions of dollars.
They don't care. They don't care. All right, take me home, driver.
It's time to get the hell out of here.
Yes. All right, I will. Drive safe. Love you guys. Oh, I gotta get my pepper spray.
It might be locked up, but there's a cop in there, so we can ask him.